Something else that I really wanted was just some type of light indicator to know that the unit is on, because it's not uncommon for you to blow a fuse or something like that on one of these guys, especially if you're in a project studio that might not be grounded correctly or something like that.
So you're responsible for the great big
I
glowing
don't know if
light?
I was responsible, but when I got it back, I definitely didn't ask for one as bright as the big blue one here, which I think is just incredibly awesome and makes it a really sexy unit.
Good morning, I'm James Fowler, and I'm here at Larrabee Recording Studios in North Hollywood, California with Grammy Award nominee, Tech Award nominee, Dylan Dresdow, who has engineered for Black Eyed Peas, Ricky Martin, Christina Aguilera, and countless other top-named artists. Dylan has been one of A-Design Audio's earliest supporters, and today, Dylan has a moment for this interview. Thanks for meeting with us, Dylan.
Most definitely. Thanks for being patient with my schedule.
Well, I understand. So, how did you first get involved with A-Designs, if I may ask?
I first got involved with A-Designs. I started hearing about this new mic pre that had hit the market, this new tube pre, and I really wanted to try it out for myself, get my hands and my ears on it, and base my own opinion on it instead of all the stuff that I was reading or try to download an opinion online or something like that. I wanted to get my hands on it and use it in a real-world environment, see how it worked out for me. And I think I contacted Peter directly. I think that's how it worked out, and we started talking, hit it off on the phone, and they were somewhat local, so I think it was like the next day Peter came down with an MP2 unit, and I just held on to it. It's a fantastically clean tube pre, and does a great thing whenever you overdrive it, where it gives you this very nice musical distortion that sounds very similar to maybe a modern version of what I would have expected from a Motown record back in the days. There's something about the MP2 that I think sounds fantastic whenever you really drive it. At the time, it didn't have all the tone knobs on it that it has now and the switches, so I can only assume that it's even better. I haven't had a chance to work with the newer version, but I'm very happy with my old one and have used it on countless vocal tracks. These days, whenever I track, it's not uncommon for me to put an Addy on the output of the MP2 and really just drive it as full blast and then attenuate the output so that I'm not clipping either my converters or if I'm going to tape. So basically, with this guy, when I first got it, it was just a bare bones thing, and there were a couple things that I wanted done to it that I made suggestions that Peter probably already had in mind, but one of the big ones was I wanted to have an attenuation knob so that I could control the volume. This was just something I had to have. I just think it's the absolute best DI that you can have. When tracking bass, you just seem to get an extra octave of low end out of it. With this guy, you buy it and you're pretty much set with your DI for life. You don't have to worry about getting a different unit or something like that. You're pretty much good to go. I did some work for Nas, which was a song called Hip Hop Is Dead, and a couple other tracks for his album that was released at the tail of last year. More recently, I've done stuff for Common, Talib Kweli, Sierra, Fergie, just a bunch of mix work, running around the gamut. I'm slated to work on the next will.i.am solo record, which I'm really excited about. It is his first two albums, and so we'll see if I can get on this third one and get everything knocked out. George Pahone, I was introduced to him whenever I started working with the Black Eyed Peas, I think on their second album, and sometime thereafter they asked me to work on their third one, which was Elefunk, which has done very, very well. The last I heard it was 8 million worldwide, which is, I'm very happy for the band and I'm glad that they get the recognition. I know George just installed a whole bunch of these Pacificas over at his studio, which is next door to mine. I don't know, I thought it was like 6 of them or something like that. I could be wrong about the number, but he's got just a whole rack full of them and uses them on all of his keyboards. For Fried Plantains, we had just had a lot of fun working on the record, and this was one that was meant to be independent. We wanted to take advantage of the fact that we didn't have to worry about this being a radio-friendly record. It was just a blast to work on that project. We worked with some of our favorite people. We had Fred Wesley come in, who plays trombone, played trombone for James Brown for a number of years. We had Mike Clark come in and play drums. Just a ton of our favorite musicians came through and really blessed the record with their talent.
Thank you very much, Dylan.
Sure.
Appreciate this setting aside the time. And
Definitely.